feel like when I look at my life now, I feel like I'm living in a dream. I'm living in an answered prayer, and I know that that prayer probably would have never been answered if I would have stayed where I was at. If I would have never left my hometown, if I would have stayed in those relationships, if I would have stayed around those people that really weren't serving me in the best way. Hey y'all, welcome back to Talking with Steph. We're back with another video. Today's video we're gonna be doing a girls talk, y'all, while I get ready. I have a lot on my mind lately and we need to talk, so pick up the phone. One thing I said I want to start doing on my YouTube channel this year is being more open and vulnerable with you guys. I definitely want to give you guys the opportunity to get to know me more on a personal level and not just me just showcasing my life on the internet, you know. So I'm just doing my hair. We're gonna do a little slick back. This is the gel that I'm using today. It's braiding gel, but it's gonna get the job done. But let's get right into it, girlies. So today is January 6th, 2026. Happy New Year, y'all. And a lot has happened over the past, since my last video, which I think was like about a month ago. I went up to the mountains for Christmas. I went up to Blue Ridge, which is up in northern Georgia, with my now fiance and his family. So a moment for the ring. We are a fiance now, y'all, which is so crazy. So crazy. Like, honestly, like, what is my life? You know, like, I've honestly been like on cloud nine, and I don't want to say like, oh, like, I can't believe it. Like, part of me kind of feels like, oh, I can't believe it. Like, I just didn't expect it to happen like so quick, so soon. But part of me does believe it, because when my man asked me a few months ago what I wanted for Christmas, I said I want a ring. And I don't know, y'all, like, I'm one of those people, like, I'm very vocal in my relationships. I have absolutely no problem telling a man what I want, and I feel like if he really loves me, and if he really values me, and if he really wants to be with me, he's gonna fulfill the things that I want, right? Like, I mean, if he didn't want to do it, I'm sure he wouldn't have did it, right? But, I mean, yeah, we were, like, marriage was something that we had always talked about from, like, the very beginning. And I remember, like, when me and my fiance first started dating, I remember, like, one time, I think he had, like, sent his friends, like, a picture of us, like, we had went on a date or something, and he had sent his friends, like, a picture, and his friends was like, oh, like, make sure you invite us to the wedding or something like that. And I remember him telling me that, and I remember when he told me that, I was like, wedding? Because at that time, like I said, this was when we had just started dating. Like, at that time, I was not thinking about that. I was not thinking about no wedding. So I remember, like, that moment when he said that, I was just kind of like, I'm thinking like, oh, he's just you know, his friends are just being funny or whatever. He's just being funny. But he was like, yeah, that's gonna be coming soon, and I was just like, oh, like, oh. I honestly feel like I've known my fiance. I've known him since 2019. And we did date for a little bit back then, but then when the pandemic happened, we definitely like drifted apart. I ended up going and dating someone else for a few years, and then when I got out of that relationship, I was very much on I wasn't really on like a, oh, I hate men type of time, but I definitely was not looking for no relationship, and I was not expecting to get into a relationship as soon as I did. Because when I left my last relationship, I think my fiance asked me to be his girlfriend, like, I think it was like probably like 5 or 6 months later after I had got out of that relationship. And at that time I was really nervous because, like I said, I was very much enjoying my life being single. I was just having fun doing me, and I was not thinking about being serious with anybody else. That was not in my plans at all. And I definitely had told myself, like, the next person I get into a relationship with, like, I want that to be my husband. I don't want to keep going from, you know, relationship to relationship, and like these things are not ending. It's not really going anywhere, you know. So yeah, my fiance was definitely, he was very intentional from the minute that we started dating, and I think it's because of the fact that we had went years without talking, and I don't know, I guess he just always, I remember when we had stopped talking the first time, I had told him, like, you know, if it's meant to be, like, God will bring us back to each other, and he told me, like, that always stuck with him. So he said that when he found out that I was single again, he was like, I could not let you just, I could not let you slip out of my hands twice. So he was definitely very much intentional from the minute that we started dating. When he asked me to be his girlfriend, I was not expecting it. Then he asked me to move in with him. I was not expecting that. But honestly, I truly feel like sometimes, I really feel like, when people say like, oh, love comes when you're not looking for it, I truly believe that. I really feel like love comes when you're not looking for it, when you really learn to be okay with being alone, and when you learn to be okay with being single and being by yourself. I feel like that's when you find your person. That's when your person comes, because it's not like, oh, I'm looking for love. Oh, I need someone. Oh, I need attention. I need validation. Like, I was living my life. I was having fun. I was traveling. I was doing me. So I just feel like the fact that my fiance, from the minute that we got together, y'all, he has, like, honestly, it's crazy because if you knew me before, and if you like know me on a personal level now, you will see that like I'm a completely different person. Like before I got with my fiance, I was very much one of them like superly independent, hard body ass. I don't need a man for nothing, and I definitely feel like that was a trauma response for me because I felt like just growing up and having to be so independent, I've always felt like I can't lean on anybody or I don't want to lean on anybody because I never want to give people the chance to, throw things in my face or be like, oh, you wouldn't have that if it weren't for me or anything like that. So I've always been like overly independent, overly hard headed, and I never really, want to give people the chance to say they did anything for me because I've had people definitely throw things in my face before and things like that. And I just feel like I've just always been that type of person. Like, since I've gotten with my fiance, he's definitely taught me how to be softer. And he's taught me how to slow down. And he's taught me how to. It's crazy because it's a video of Beyonce talking about how Jay-Z like helped her become the woman that she is today. And I hear so many people online basically say like how could Jay-Z help her become a woman? Like he's a man, he's not a woman. But I definitely understand what Beyonce was talking about because I truly feel like when you find a man that really loves you and values you and wants to make your life easier, like he's going to help you become a better woman because now it's like he's helping you, like he's helping you grow. You're helping each other grow, but my fiance has definitely helped me become the person I am today because I used to be way more like hard body and aggressive, and honestly some of the things that he's helped me with aren't even things that he's ever like brought to my attention. It's just things that I've noticed like in my tone and sometimes the way that I used to talk, and I used to always cuss, and I still do be cussing. So let me not even try to act like I don't. I still do be cussing. I'm working on that. But I just feel like being around him has just made me want to be softer and be kinder and just be like, because he really takes such good care of me. So I feel like when you have a good man, naturally, like as a woman, like you just, like your soft side like just naturally comes out. Your feminine side comes out, and I've definitely had to work on myself. I've had to work on my tone and my attitude and things like that. But I honestly feel like if it weren't for him, I probably would have still been acting the way I was acting because it's been a few times I've had to check myself and be like, okay, we can't keep acting like this. We can't just be, being all aggressive all the time, and every time he asks a simple question, we always gotta twist our neck and do this and that. Like, I really had to check myself a couple times because I truly feel like the person that I'm with brings out a better version of me. And I just love that. And I really want all the girlies that want to be in a relationship, I really want y'all to experience that. But I feel like looking back on all the relationships that I've been in and all the heartbreaks that I've gone through, I really feel like the love that you're yearning for will come to you, one, when you least expect it, and two, when you stop settling. That's the main thing. Because, like I said, I was in a relationship before I got with my fiance, and if I would have stayed in that relationship, I probably would have never became the person I am today, and I wouldn't be living the life that I'm living now, which I absolutely love. He proposed. It was after Christmas. It was on the 28th of December. Like I said, we had went up to Blue Ridge for the whole week of Christmas. We were with his family, and I honestly, y'all, I had the best. This was probably the best Christmas I've ever had since I could ever remember, because Christmas is usually not my favorite time of year, because growing up, like, I've always spent Christmas. Okay, so my family is from the Caribbean. My dad's side of the family, half of them are Jamaican, half of them are Cuban, but he was born and raised in Cuba. My mom was also born and raised in Cuba. So, like, in Cuba, they celebrate Christmas, but for them, Christmas is definitely not the same as it is here in America. It's more so about, like, celebrating, like, the birth of, or Jesus's birthday. It's not really all about, like, all the gifts and all the extra stuff that they do here in the States. So growing up, Christmas, like, my parents, when I was a child, they definitely, like, did the best that they could, for sure. But I just remember always feeling lonely on Christmas, because, you know, on the holidays, you see everybody with their families, and it was just always a reminder for me, like, dang, I don't have, like, yes, I have a family, but I don't know what it's like to, like, grow up and be super close with, like, your cousins or your aunts or your uncles, or, like, even grandparents. Like, my grandparents grew up, I didn't grow up with them because they were in another country. So even though my parents would take me back to visit, like, they would take us to visit, like, every year and stuff like that, but it's just not the same. It's not the same when you're seeing someone once a year versus, like, actually growing up and seeing someone multiple times a year, and, like, actually building a relationship and actually getting to know someone. So it's like, yes, I have a big family, but it's just different because it's kind of like they're strangers. Like, I don't really know them like that on a personal level. So I don't know. That's just always been a thing for me. But this year, I told myself that I was not going to let anything hold me back from having a good time. I definitely had a different mindset this year, and I just wanted to enjoy my Christmas, period. And that's exactly what I did. I'll probably, y'all, I'm looking at my edges. My edges is not laying how they need to be laying, but when you got this little mirror and you be zooming in and looking good, you can see them hairs is sticking up still. But I don't got my glasses on, so I can barely see, y'all. Another thing too that I want to say is, like, being around my fiance's family. Like, my fiance, he's from South Georgia. He's from a very small town. He's from the country. And, like, being around his family, especially, like, the women in his family, like, they have also played a role in me becoming the person that I am becoming, because, like I said, my mom is from the Caribbean, and if you know anything about Cuba, it's a very, very poor, underdeveloped country. And for my parents growing up in that type of environment, they definitely grew up and all they knew was survival. So my mom has always been, like, I don't know, like, I feel like my mom kind of taught me, like, I feel like she raised me to be a lady, but at the same time, I feel like when it comes, like, when it comes to, like, when we're talking about emotionally, my mom is definitely, like, loud, aggressive, she cusses, she don't care, she said what she said, she don't care who like it. So I feel like growing up with someone like that, it definitely has also made me more, like, cutthroat when it comes to my mouth. And being around my fiance's family has definitely shown me that it's okay to be more graceful, and that's, like, the main thing that I can say. Like, I've definitely learned how to be more soft and graceful and feminine just being around them. And I don't even think they realize this because I haven't told them. But yeah, I just feel like when you get around the right people, your life just starts to change for the better. You start to change for the better. And I really love that. Yeah, I'm just happy where I'm at. I'm happy with the person I chose to be with, because I chose to be with my partner for a reason. Like I said before, like I said earlier in the video, before I got with my fiance, I was not interested in being in a relationship. I was not thinking that I was going to get into another relationship that soon. But the reason why I chose to be with my fiance was because he really showed, like, his value. He really showed how much he valued me. And to this day, it's been a little over 2 years since we've been together, and to this day, it's still been the same. He's still been consistent every single day. Like, that man loves me, child. And I love him too. That's my man. But For those of you that may be thinking like, oh, you've only been together for 2 years, like, is that too soon? Because I do understand, like, we are young. We're not pregnant. Some people thought we were pregnant. That's why we got engaged. No, we just, I just feel like we just know what we want out of life. Like, when we got together, we both had already experienced being outside and having fun and clubbing and being out in the streets. We already had that experience. My man was ready to settle down. I'm not going to say I was ready to settle down because I wasn't thinking about settling down in the moment, but I knew that with the right person, like, that would be fine because it's not like it's anything out there in the streets anyways. So yeah, um, yeah. But I'm really happy with the decision that I made. When I look at my life now, I feel like I'm living in a dream. I'm living in an answered prayer, and I know that that prayer probably would have never been answered if I would have stayed where I was at. If I would have never left my hometown, if I would have stayed in those relationships, if I would have stayed around those people that really weren't serving me in the best way. So, for anybody that's watching this video, if you're in a relationship with someone and you feel like this person is not my person, don't spend too much time around someone that you know is not your future. If you know you want something out of life, and if you know that the person that you're with, like, they're not really, they're holding you back from you being able to live the life that you want or do the things that you want, I definitely feel like as women it's very important that we put ourselves first, because we live in a world where we're conditioned to put everybody above ourselves. So yeah, I'm all about the girls being happy and getting what they want out of life. And yeah, sometimes that means you have to leave people behind. But I do feel like everything happens for a reason. And I'm pretty sure the same way that I felt like those people didn't serve me in my life, maybe they felt the same way. So I just feel like it really just is what it is. Do not fold. In 2026, do not fold. This is the year where we are standing on business. So whoever you left in 2025, leave them in 2025. People, not everybody deserves an explanation. You don't need no closure. Just move on with your life and give yourself the love that you deserve. Give it to yourself, and then you'll attract someone that will also love and respect you the same way you love and respect yourself. Because I truly feel like I attracted the partner that I attracted because I put myself first. I held myself to a higher standard, and I put in the work to just become better. Yeah, I feel like if you want a better man, if you feel like the person that you're with is not, not treating you the way you want to be treated or whatever, definitely do not spend time with someone that you know is not meant to be in your future, because you're just holding back, because you're holding yourself back from experiencing the people that really are meant to be in your life. And the longer you hold on to the people that are no longer serving you just because, oh, that's been my homegirl since kindergarten, or I've known this person for X amount of years, or whatever the case is, you can't let that be the reason why you hold yourself back from experiencing better things in life, because I promise you better things are out there for you. And if you're in a situation, a friendship, relationship, anything at all where you feel like I deserve more, I want more, I deserve better than this, don't ignore that feeling. That's all I'll say, is don't ignore that feeling, because I felt that way for a long time in a lot of situations. And I finally, when I finally took that leap of faith, that's when things started to change for me. That's when things started to change for me, y'all. So people are asking me about a wedding, and if I'm being honest with y'all, I don't want to have no wedding. At least not right now. Maybe next year, maybe the year after that, but right now in 2026, the only thing me and my fiance are planning on doing is going to the courthouse and having something small, maybe like a dinner or something afterwards, because we want to get a home. We're going to be moving later this year, and I just would really rather focus on getting a home and also starting my business, which I am still working on. I'm still working on launching my business off of the ground. So that's really just my focus for this year. And I feel like once I'm really like having my way, then I'll have a wedding. I feel like I don't want to, I just feel like a wedding is supposed to be, because you never really know, but it's supposed to be a once in a lifetime thing. So when I have a wedding, like I want it to be how I want it to be, and I know that that's not gonna be cheap. So I need to make sure that I have other things lined up first. Like I just want to prioritize the things that matter most to us, which is getting a home. Because in my opinion, if you know you want a home and you want to get married and you decide to blow money on a wedding instead of blowing money on something that is actually going to be long standing like a home, I think that's kind of backwards to me. So yeah, so we're gonna get married later this year. I'm planning on taking engagement pictures at the end of this month, and then we're gonna make our invitations and send those out. But yeah, it's not gonna be nothing crazy. It's just gonna be close friends and family. Um, but yeah, because I don't know, and I would also rather just spend my money like going and traveling somewhere instead of worrying about feeding a bunch of people. Like I don't know, I'm just not the type of person that feels the need to like perform and do a whole wedding, and I just feel like, plus the fact that I don't have a lot of family members is I'm gonna have like 5 people there. So I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just not pressed to have a wedding, but maybe next year we'll do something. So I'll definitely keep y'all in the loop for that. But yeah, this is all. I'm about to go to work, y'all. So this is just a small little one too. I just wanted to get on here and do a little girl talk with y'all. We're gonna start doing these more often. That is the goal for 2026, to get on here and have more girl talks with y'all, because I feel like where are the creators that, where are the girl talks at? Like everybody just wants to showcase their life, but like I really want to connect with people. I really want to connect with y'all. And I said this on my TikTok. I want to create a community this year. So that's the goal. So get in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, drop a white heart in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. And follow me on TikTok. I post way more on there. And also follow me on Instagram. And just a reminder that you are that girl. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Until next time, thank you for talking with Steph. Bye.